So you started the business. What were some of the challenges along the way?
Challenge. I mean, there's been lots, I guess. Um,
Top two, top three, doesn't matter.
I mean, the very first one is okay, well, how do we get more clients, right? It's one thing to have a side hustle where it's not like, I mean, it was necessary because, it was sort of making up for lost income while Gabby wasn't working, but it wasn't like we could have survived without it if we had to, right? So, yeah, I think I had maybe three client engagements at the time. They
Hmm.
weren't very big. We're talking, I don't know, it was a total of probably, I don't know, 3 to 5 thousand a month or something like
Yep.
that in total, something like that. So not like life changing, like, okay, we can survive on this long term kind of thing. And it was, okay, how do we get more clients? Like, what do we do? Who do we work with? How do we get our name out there? So that was the big one. It was in which we learned a lot, which is it's better to niche down sooner than later.
Yes.
We made that whole mistake of we'll work with anybody. And that was, we worked with a lot of people we should never have worked with.
Yep.
Yeah.
I shouldn't, not a lot, but there were a few. Um, I
So
mean,
you
there's
fired.
a,
So you fired a few clients in the end.
we did,
We
yes, we
did.
did. If
We
we did
did.
fire, we actually, at one point, we fired our largest client by far. Like we were excited. We got them. They were our largest client. And about, I don't know, what was it, like 3 to 6 months into it, we were like, this is awful.
It
Yep.
was not a good fit. Yeah.
Mm.
So yeah, that was one challenge. Figuring out when and how to scale was another one in terms of, do we start with contractors? Do we do full-time people? Do we do VAs? And we tried honestly just about everything
Okay.
across the board. We've settled on a hybrid of full-time and contractors depending on the roles and whatnot, but it
Yep.
took us a little while to get there, and we're still figuring out the exact structure as we go here.
Yep.
I'm trying to think what was another one.
Managing cash flow, is that's often a challenge for businesses.
I mean, I don't know if it was a challenge. It was more of a, I mean, yes, there were there cash flow challenges. Yes, I think we dealt with them and worked through it and whatnot. I don't know. I don't know that it wasn't the major one. I think the big one for us was probably um, really figuring out how to, because we always knew we wanted to build a remote company.
Yep.
But when we made that decision, we didn't really think through exactly what that meant.
Mm.
So we're like, yep, we're going to be remote. It totally makes sense. Why would we want an office? This is great. Right. And when we started hiring people, it became very apparent very quickly. Okay, well, we actually need to build a remote culture, which is not the same as an in-office culture. And you can't just take whatever works in office and put it over here in the, put the square peg in a round hole and make it work.